we go. Act like you've been here before. Let's go. Lock it in. Alright, this girl has no idea what she's doing. Just... okay. You're okay. Not really. Completely fucking clueless. Alright, let's get going. Let's get after it. Bit of drop. Woo! And I'm in a real tight corner at the end of this for some dumb reason. Right here. I hate it. Kills all your momentum. Alright. Now we're climbing. Key here is to not kill yourself, because you got a bunch more climbing to do later on the trail. Right. Oh, a little bunny. Up, look over. Alright. A little winded, not bad, feel good. Let's go ahead and up. Whoa! That's fun. A little scary. All right. Again, climb slowly, save some energy, because we've got a lot of climbing to do left. All right. Easy does it. More climbing. Up some Rudy. Alright. Probably looks like I'm going flat. Trust me, there was climbing. Now we're going downhill slightly. And I think we're gonna go downhill to the flat part. The whole middle section of this trail is flat. Climbing at the start, climbing at the end. But once we get to the bottom, it's flat. We'll drop. Tires wanted to break free. We've got the Yasa guy up front. Whew. All right, more climbing. This head. Keys not to burn all your matches in the beginning. Elevated heart rate, but I feel good. All right. Brakes felt a little funky there. That's why I was testing them. This drop kicked my ass. Not that little one. Giant fucking one right there. So I'm gonna bypass it. Woo! Got a little squirrely. Wasn't paying attention. Wasn't looking where it's supposed to be. Got fixated. If you fixate on something, you're guaranteed to pedal right towards it for whatever reason. You always want to keep your eyes up, looking down trail, more climbing. It is fucking soupy today. Between humidity and heat, feels soupy. All right. Whew. All right. Yeah, I don't want to die today. I'm gonna go this way. Now we're at the bottom. This is the flat part for the next mile or so. Tree gates galore on this trail, which I don't like. Make you slow down, kill your momentum. I get that it adds challenge to the trail, but an occasional tree gate is fine. This one is like tree gate every quarter mile. Not to mention, at the end of this trail, there we go. At the end of this trail, it's one tree gate after another through this little forest. And you gotta go 2 miles per hour at most, where you're gonna run into a little sapling. And it's not fun. But it's part of the trail design. They're there on purpose. I might not agree with it. Alright. Now we're just cruising. Flat shit. Okay. All right. This part, I always go this way. I feel like that's a better line. I've tried other lines. Did not enjoy them. All right. There we go. Loop-de-loops. switchbacks. Okay. There's another tree gate. This is going to be a new kicker. I'm not really sure where it's going to go or how it's going to work. I don't have a whole lot of momentum there. I guess we'll see tomorrow. They're putting it in tomorrow. New trail steward. Super active. It's doing a lot for this trail. So even though I might complain about a couple things, can't complain about the attention this trail's getting. And for it to be so close to my house, and for it to be a short trail, which is perfect for after work on the way home. Get a quick workout in, a lot of elevation, so a lot of heart rate elevation, even though it's short. Forget what comes up here, so I'm not going to go too fast. Sometimes you run right into a obstacle or a tree gate. You gotta slam on your brakes. You know, like this right here. Tight turn after big root, which is just asking you to slip on. Sure, there's a race line for that. I'm fat and 40, so I don't know it. Another little bunny. Someone posted a picture of a copperhead on this trail today. Keep an eye out for snakes. Especially out in the sun. I like to sit on the trail, get warmed up. Whew. All right. Heart rate feels really good right now. I feel like I'm actually working out, but don't feel like it's coming out of my chest. But my legs feel weak when I start to do little climbs. So that's gonna be something to look forward to as we get to the third trimester of this trail. Is that the right use of that word? Trimester? Can I use that for anything that I break into thirds? I don't know. I did. All right. Get our heart rate back down a little bit. Tight turn, so you gotta lose all your momentum. Little punchy climb. Heart rate getting a little elevated. Gonna try to go, I usually can. I don't see a difference today. There's a bench after a punchy climb. So I'm just gonna ride through this till I get there and then get a little water. Let my heart rate come down. Probably can't tell on camera, but we are climbing. Pulling up my steel mountain bike plus my fat ass. And that bench is coming up. All right, here we are. All right, this bench tells me we're starting the last third of the trail, which is a lot of up and downs again. But you can feel the finish line, so I'm not too worried. All right, let's get going. Heart rate came down a little bit. Got some water. Going downhill. Hit that berm. Keep your speed up. Another nice berm here. Keep your speed up. Shoulder almost took out that tree. That would have hurt. Might have taken out a collarbone. And right to some shitty tight turn. With some big roots that I don't want to slip against. And there goes my momentum. All right. Tree gate, which I hate. I usually go the other way. Don't know why I didn't this time. Oh, this is where I fell off my bike, I think. Yeah, this is where I slipped off my pedal. Landed on my ass. Ripped my mole off. All right. Now, this is that tree gate forest, which feels like a fun house. Just going real slow, getting around all the shit. Nope. About 50% of the time I can get through that. The other 50 I do that. I got distracted. All right, let's keep going. All right, here's some fun stuff. That's a huge drop. On a janky angle where I know how we go over the bars on. I'm not going to touch that. I'm thinking about coming out here with a coach to do some of these drops. Because I want to be able to do them. I just don't want to be in a cast for 2 months. All right. So like I said before, a lot of climbing and descending. This last third of the trail, we got one more descent and one more climb. Once we get through this. Luckily the sun's not out, or I'd be dying. Just cruising up the trail. You get to the top, you're like, oh God, thank God we're done. And then it drops you back down for one more climb before you can go home. All right. So here's the drop down. At this point, I'm too tired to make good line choices, tackle any big obstacles. So now I'm just in survival mode. Not trying to... Oh no, this is where I felt my ass. Yeah, that's where I fell on my ass. It's easy to forget to downshift before you get there because you're going in with a bunch of speed. And then my foot slips off my flat pedal. It's a pretty flower. All right. I think this is our last climb to get out of here. I'm gonna dump some gears. And again, we're in survival mode. Those drainage ditches to ride over. This is all new trail, so it's not compacted in, which makes it so your bike doesn't want to roll. I feel like I'm losing tire pressure on the rear. I find that odd. Haven't heard anything. Don't feel much. I do feel that tire slipping. Rolling on itself a little bit. All right, almost there. So my goal is to do that trail without stopping. It's short, should be done, because my heart rate gets too high because I'm out of shape. All right.